It gives me a great deal of pride just to stand before you all today and know that you're interested in improving your skills and really helping to make New Mexico a safer place. And I think a lot of people have asked about, well, you know, why is it important to pursue, you know, the chicken fighting and the dog fighting and all those things? Don't you have more important things to do? And I think that Jim really raised an issue there, that this is sort of the tip of the iceberg. It is something that is involved in a lot of other criminal enterprises, and so the work that you are doing, we know, makes New Mexico a much safer place, not just for animals, but for our families and for those people that are out there also in law enforcement that maybe benefit from the information and the tips that you gather. I do want to say that besides working out in the field, which a lot of you all are working out in the field, we continue to work trying to develop good policy in the legislature, and some of my staff is in the House Judiciary Committee this morning because whenever they meet, we try and have somebody there. I stayed at the legislature last night, and I think Heather was probably there too, until midnight, and some of the legislators said, well, gee, we're surprised that the Attorney General is still around here. And I said, if for the next 3 days, if you guys are in session, we're here because we want to make sure that we're encouraging you. And it's been, quite frankly, a difficult year for law enforcement in the legislature, but we're continuing to pitch until the very end, and there are some bills that we think are not good bills that we're going to continue working till the very end, and we're even going to talk to Governor Richardson, I'm sure, on some of those and try and get him to veto a few of the bills that we think are problematic for law enforcement. But there's one, and I think maybe hopefully the governor's going to sign it today, that we hope will help all of you all particularly, and Heather's been working really hard on this, and Lisa Jennings and my staff, but the bill that's going to require the people who are responsible for misusing and abusing their animals will have to put up a bond, so that if we in law enforcement are holding those animals as evidence or whatever, that it doesn't come out of our pockets or the taxpayers' pockets to take care of them, but out of the pockets of the people that are abusing the animals. And we anticipate, I think, that the governor will sign that bill today. As of Sunday, there were only like 9 bills that had gotten out of the legislature. Might be good news this year, but this is one of them. And so I want to compliment Heather for her work on that, and on behalf of the Attorney General's office and our task force. Now we lost an animal cruelty bill, and we're sorry about that. We actually yesterday in the Senate Judiciary Committee passed a domestic violence bill that includes something that I think is going to be an important tool, and I don't know how many of you all work directly in domestic violence, but I think that everybody in law enforcement ends up doing some domestic violence cases somewhere along the line. But we know that a lot of times in a domestic violence situation, somebody threatens, you know, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to kill the dog, or or in the worst case, I think somebody said, I'm going to make you kill your dog. So we've added that into the list of things that constitute domestic violence. I hope that it will help you all in some of those cases to deal with that. So I know that we do have a long program today. Let me say that once again, we appreciate your attendance here, the fact that you are willing to work with us to make New Mexico a better and safer place for our families, because the families quite often include these animals that people are so close to, and also, once again, like I said, that we know that people that do abusive things to animals quite often are the same kind of people that will do abusive things to other people in society. So we think that this is good early interdiction.